Hello everyone. Dreaming feels good. It's safe. It lives in your mind where no one can judge it, no one can question it, and most importantly, where no one can hold you accountable. But doing requires discomfort. Doing means waking up early, staying up late, making sacrifices, and risking failure. It means being seen, being stretched, being tested. And that's why most people never cross the line. They stay on the side of wishful thinking where it's warm and easy instead of stepping into the arena where doers live. Doers don't just talk about goals, they chase them down. While others make excuses, they make adjustments. While others wait for the perfect moment, they start with what they have. They're not perfect, but they're in motion, and that alone makes them powerful. The difference between a dreamer and a doer isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not even resources. It's grit. It's action. It's the decision to move, especially when it's hard. History doesn't remember people for what they wanted to do. It remembers people for what they actually did. The books that were finished, the businesses that were built, the lives that were changed, not because someone thought about doing something great, but because they dared to act on it. So today I want to draw a clear line, not to shame the dreamers, but to awaken them, to shake them out of the illusion that dreaming alone is enough. This isn't a message for the comfortable. This is for the ones who feel something burning inside them, but haven't yet taken the leap. This is for the ones standing at the edge, wondering if they have what it takes to cross over. Because the truth is, every doer started as a dreamer, but they didn't stop there. They got tired of imagining and started building. They got sick of someday and made it day one. And now it's your turn. Let's break down the difference between dreaming and doing, piece by piece, and help you step into the mindset that turns ideas into impact. Everyone dreams. In fact, dreaming is one of the most natural things we do as humans. We dream when we're children about who we'll become. We dream as teenagers about freedom and success. We dream as adults about financial security, purpose, passion, impact. It costs us nothing to sit in silence, close our eyes, and imagine a life bigger than our current one. Dreaming is beautiful. It keeps hope alive. It paints the future with the boldest colors, but that's just it. Dreaming is free. Doing, on the other hand, doing has a price tag. The moment you decide to stop just thinking about your dream and start moving toward it, the cost kicks in. You start paying with your time. You start paying with your energy. You start paying with your comfort. You give up sleep. You give up weekends. You give up the easy path. That's the difference. Dreamers enjoy the fantasy, while doers embrace the fight. It's easy to talk about success. It's easy to write out goals and make vision boards and say one day, but the world is filled with people who say one day and never see day one. Why? Because dreaming doesn't require risk. Doing does. Dreaming won't make you fail. Doing might. Dreaming doesn't stretch you. Doing will break you open, test your limits, challenge your beliefs. Let's be real. There's a reason people stay in dream mode. It feels good. It's safe. No pressure, no fear, no judgment. But the problem with staying in the dream is that nothing ever changes. Life stays the same. You stay stuck. You end up looking back years later wondering why all that potential never turned into progress. Doers understand something dreamers often ignore. Greatness is not free. Growth is not cheap. Success doesn't happen on sale. There's a tax on every breakthrough, and that tax is work. Consistent, focused, sometimes painful work. If you want to build a business, you'll pay in long nights, rejection, and risk. If you want to become an athlete, you'll pay in sweat, discipline, and sacrifice. If you want to write a book, you'll pay in time, solitude, and self-doubt. Nothing worthwhile is handed out for free. That's the lie people believe, that somehow it should be easy because it's meant for them. But being meant for you doesn't mean you get to skip the cost. It means you pay it anyway and keep going. That's the mindset of a doer. A doer wakes up and says, yes, I have a dream, but now it's time to put my money where my mouth is. A doer doesn't wait for motivation. They show up with or without it. A doer doesn't ask, what if I fail? They ask, what if I never try? And here's the thing. It's not that doers don't dream. They do, but they don't stop there. They translate their dreams into daily decisions. They convert their passion into performance. They turn fantasy into fuel. Doing takes courage. It takes belief. It takes resilience. It's a lonely road sometimes, because most people are still standing on the sidelines, cheering, criticizing, or just watching. But doers don't wait for applause. They don't need everyone to understand their grind. They just get to work. So if you're still dreaming, that's okay. But ask yourself, what's the cost you've been avoiding? Is it the cost of discipline, the cost of sacrifice, the cost of uncertainty, the cost of starting small? Because that's what separates you from the next level. And here's the truth. You can become the person you dream of being, but you'll have to do more than visualize it. You'll have to earn it. You'll have to invest in it. And yes, you'll have to pay the price that dreamers don't. Because dreaming is free. Doing is where the real cost and the real rewards live. Every great achievement starts with a vision, a mental picture of something more, something better, something powerful. Vision gives us direction. It sparks our passion. It gives us a glimpse of the life we could have. But here's the hard truth. Vision by itself means nothing. You can have the most vivid, inspiring vision in the world, but if you don't execute, it's just an illusion, a fantasy, a mirage, something you talk about, something you dream about, but never something you live. There's a difference between having a vision and working a vision. Having a vision is the easy part. Anyone can do that. But working that vision means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means mapping out the next step even when the whole path isn't clear. It means turning inspiration into application. That's what separates doers from dreamers. See, dreamers often live in the clouds. They have beautiful ideas, grand goals, and long lists of what they're going to do someday. But someday never shows up unless you do. Dreamers speak in maybes. Doers move with certainty. They may not have all the answers, but they have made one unshakable decision to execute. Here's something most people miss. Execution doesn't require perfection. It requires motion. You don't have to know everything to begin. You just have to begin. Too many people wait until everything is figured out before they act. They want the stars to align, the timing to be right, and all the pieces in place. But that's not how real progress works. Execution is messy. It's uncertain. It's often full of missteps and mistakes. But that's where growth lives, not in thinking about the perfect move, but in making the next one. Let's be clear. Vision is important. You need a clear picture of where you're going. But if you stop there, if you never put in the effort to build what you see, you're just chasing shadows. And sadly, this is where most people live, in the land of almost. Almost started, almost launched, almost finished, and almost doesn't change your life. Execution is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, your vision is just a motivational poster, nice to look at, but completely useless in the real world. Let's take an example. A person says, I want to be a writer. They have the story outlined in their mind. They've pictured the book cover. They can imagine people reading it and being changed. That's the vision. But the truth is, if they don't sit down and write page after page, edit draft after draft, and push through the hard days of doubt and distraction, the book never gets written. The vision dies in the dream phase. This happens every single day to talented people, passionate people, capable people, not because they didn't have vision, but because they didn't have execution. Execution isn't glamorous. It's repetitive. It's hard. It doesn't always feel exciting, but that's exactly why it works, because it requires discipline over dopamine. Doers understand that you can't rely on feeling motivated all the time. Sometimes you just have to move forward, tired, frustrated, afraid, but still moving. Here's another truth. Your vision doesn't care about your excuses. You can have a million reasons why you didn't start, but your results don't come from your reasons. They come from your actions. No one has ever reached their potential by just talking about it. So if you've got a dream, that's amazing. But don't stop at the dream. Turn it into a plan. Break it down into steps. And then, start executing. Even if it's slow, even if it's small, because slow execution beats perfect intention. Every time, you don't get remembered for what you saw in your mind. You get remembered for what you brought to life. Because vision without execution is just illusion. And you were not born to live in fantasy. You were born to build. There's a dangerous belief that quietly kills more dreams than failure ever will. The idea that you should wait for the right time, the right mood, the right partner, the right funding, the right clarity. Dreamers live there. They live in the waiting room of their own potential, convincing themselves that preparation is progress and delay is wisdom. But doers build, they move while they learn, they iterate while they execute. They understand that motion creates clarity, and that imperfect action beats perfect intention every single time. Dreamers say I'll start when. Doers say I'll start now, and I'll get better as I go. Dreamers want guarantees. Doers want momentum. Dreamers seek certainty. Doers embrace iteration. Dreamers admire the house. Doers lay the first brick. Look around at anyone who's actually built something meaningful. A company, a book, a brand, a body, a career. You'll notice a pattern. They rarely had everything figured out when they began. They took step one with shaky hands. They posted their first video with 0 subscribers. They launched the product, knowing it would need version 2, 3, and 10. They didn't wait to be ready. They built themselves ready. Waiting is seductive, because it looks responsible. I'm just researching. I'm just planning. I'm just getting prepared. Planning has its place, but over-planning is procrastination dressed in productivity's clothing. There's a point where more thinking isn't wisdom, it's fear, and fear won't admit it's afraid. It will disguise itself as not yet. Doers understand that progress loves speed, not reckless speed but decisive speed. They know that the faster they move, the faster they get feedback. The faster they get feedback, the faster they improve. The faster they improve, the faster the gap closes between where they are and where they want to be. Meanwhile, dreamers are still polishing their grand plan, protecting their ego from the sting of reality, and convincing themselves that soon is a strategy. It's not. Soon is a graveyard for dreams. Here's a simple truth. You can't steer a parked car. You only get to adjust direction once you're in motion. Doers don't just think about what could go wrong. They get out there and find out what actually does go wrong, and then they fix it. Dreamers fear looking foolish. Doers accept that looking foolish is often the price of becoming formidable. Imagine 2 people with the same dream. One waits for the perfect moment. The other posts the first draft, records the first episode, makes the first sale, runs the first mile. 6 months later, the dreamer has a beautiful idea and a blank track record. The doer, they have scars, lessons, a small audience, a few wins, a lot of pivots, and real momentum. That momentum, more than talent or potential, is what compounds into greatness. Doers are builders because they don't worship feelings. They respect commitments. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, did I say I would? Dreamers often get trapped in the cycle of emotional permission, waiting to feel inspired, confident, or fearless before they act. Doers act, and those feelings arrive after the work, not before it. And here's something else. Building creates belief. Every small action deposits confidence. Every small win proves to your brain, we're really doing this. Dreamers look for belief before they act. Doers build belief by acting. If you want to transform from dreamer to doer, adopt these mindsets. Start small, stay consistent. Don't underestimate the power of tiny repeated actions. 10 pages a day is a book in a month. 1 video a week is a library in a year. Small steps compound. Ship before you're ready. Launch the imperfect version. Improve it publicly. Let the world become your teacher. Shorten the feedback loop. Act, measure, adjust, repeat. Thinking doesn't reveal truth like testing does. Detach your identity from your first draft. Your first attempt is not who you are. It's where you start. Prioritize process over hype. Dreamers chase the high of the idea. Doers fall in love with the grind of the execution. At some point you have to make a decision. Do you want to be known for what you thought about doing, or for what you actually built? The world doesn't pay you for the plans you kept to yourself. It rewards what you shipped, what you served, what you solved. Dreamers wait, doers build, and if you're brave enough to cross that line, you'll discover something powerful. The act of building doesn't just change your results, it changes you. It turns you from someone who hopes into someone who proves. So stop waiting for the door to open. Pick up the tools and start building it. Everyone loves a great beginning. The fresh energy, the excitement, the vision of what's possible. Starting feels good. It's the rush of new goals, new habits, new ventures. But let's be honest, starting is easy. Finishing, that's rare. That's elite. That's what the world truly rewards. Because anybody can get inspired. Anybody can buy a gym membership. Anybody can write the first paragraph of a book, or launch the first version of a business idea. But the question that separates the dreamers from the doers, the starters from the finishers, is this: can you stay committed when it stops being exciting? Starters rely on emotion. Finishers rely on execution. Starters are powered by hype. Finishers are powered by discipline. Starters love the idea of achievement. Finishers love the process, even when it's ugly, boring, lonely, and thankless. Think about it. The world is full of people who started something and never saw it through. Unfinished manuscripts, abandoned YouTube channels, half-built brands, wasted talent. And it's not because those people weren't capable. It's because they never learned the difference between a burst of passion and the grit of perseverance. The path from dream to result isn't paved with excitement. It's paved with follow-through. You don't get remembered for what you began. You get remembered for what you finished. Because finishers change the world. Finishers deliver value. Finishers make impact. Finishers prove that commitment is louder than comfort, and purpose is more powerful than pressure.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what's the difference between a person with 10 started projects and no results, and someone who stuck with one thing long enough to master it, ship it, and serve others with it? The difference isn't in talent, it's in stamina. Finishers understand that progress isn't always visible.
Yeah.
There will be long seasons where it feels like nothing is happening. No praise, no breakthrough, just repetition, just showing up again and again. But those quiet days, the ones where nobody is clapping, nobody is watching, that's where legends are built. If you want to finish something that matters, here are truths you need to accept. Boredom will visit you. The honeymoon phase ends. Always.
Yeah.
And when it does, you'll be tempted to chase something new, something fresh, but don't fall for it. Boredom isn't a sign to quit, it's a sign to dig deeper. 2. Resistance will fight you. The closer you get to the finish line, the louder the doubts become. Fear will whisper, it's not good enough. Imposter syndrome will scream, you're not ready. Finishers know how to push through that fog and cross anyway. 3. Discipline beats motivation. You won't always feel like working, so what? Do it anyway.
Yeah.
Your emotions don't determine your output, your consistency does. Finishers don't wait to feel ready. They move whether they feel like it or not. 4. The final 10% is the hardest. Most people give up near the end.
Yeah.
Why? Because the polishing, the editing, the final stretch, it's exhausting. But finishers know if you stop now, everything you've done so far goes to waste. Finish it, publish it, launch it, send it, release it. It's not enough to say you tried. The world isn't changed by those who almost did something. The world is changed by those who did.
Yeah.
Finishing something you started builds a new level of belief inside you. It proves that you're not just someone with good intentions, you're someone who delivers. That identity shift is powerful. It's what turns average people into high performers, into leaders, into creators who make a real difference. And here's something finishers know: done is better than perfect. Perfectionism is the enemy of completion. Too many people get stuck tweaking, doubting, second-guessing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone else is out there shipping their imperfect work and making real progress. You don't need to be perfect to finish. You just need to be committed to seeing it through. So if you've started something, a dream, a goal, a mission, don't stop halfway. Don't leave your potential on the shelf. Don't become another story of what could have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
Push forward, even if it's hard, especially when it's hard, because the finish line isn't just where the goal is met, it's where the real transformation happens.
Yeah.
The world doesn't need more starters, it needs more finishers. You've heard the difference now. You've seen what separates those who talk from those who move, those who imagine from those who build, those who start from those who finish. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's not even timing. It's the decision to do, because dreaming.
Yeah. That's easy. It's free. It's safe. But doing, that's costly. It's uncomfortable.
It's relentless, and it's rare. The truth is, you don't need another plan. You don't need more motivation. What you need is a shift in identity, in discipline, in action. You need to cross the line from wishing to working, from hoping to building, from someday to right now. Understand this: every doer started as a dreamer, just like you, but they got tired of waiting. They got sick of talking. They stopped fantasizing and started fighting for it. And now it's your turn. Let today be the day you stop sitting on your vision. Let today be the day you stop waiting for perfection, for permission, for the right moment.
Yeah.
Let today be the day you move with urgency, with conviction, with power. You've got the dream. You've got the potential. Now finish the equation with action, because you weren't made to almost do great things. You were made to actually do them. So go build, go execute, go finish.
Yeah. Be the proof that doers always rise above dreamers.
Not because they were better, but because they were bold enough to begin and relentless enough to finish. Your dream is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Be a doer. Dunko.